federal judge has set a court date for Monday about the administration's response, or lack of it, to an order concerning mass deportations. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court is scheduling a hearing for next month over the issue of birthright citizenship and President Trump's executive order on that. And there is a new order tonight concerning the man from El Salvador living in Maryland who was deported to his home country and sent to prison there. Correspondent David Spunt is following it all for us.
The Trump administration facing a fresh legal defeat following a ruling from an appeals court based in Richmond, Virginia. The panel unanimously ruling a district court judge in Maryland can continue her mission to compel the government to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia, now in a notorious El Salvador prison. Abrego Garcia is not a U.S. citizen and entered the U.S. illegally. Justice Department officials say he's connected to MS-13, the violent gang the government calls a foreign terrorist organization. The Virginia court says the case was not difficult to decide, writing, quote, "The government is asserting a right to stash away residents of this country in foreign prisons without the semblance of due process. This should be shocking not only to judges, but to the intuitive sense of liberty that Americans far removed from courthouses still hold dear." Another federal judge announcing today he wants both sides in his courtroom on Monday for updates. Judge James Boasberg is probing the government's decision to send 2 planes full of suspected gang members to El Salvador without hearings in the United States. Boasberg this week wrote he found probable cause to hold administration officials in contempt for not following his orders to return the planes. The Supreme Court overruled Boasberg's original order, but he says it doesn't, quote, excuse the government's violation. The government also asking for emergency relief. And Brett, the Justice Department is expected to take these cases to the Supreme Court. Speaking of the Supreme Court, the High Court today agreed to hear oral arguments over whether President Trump can restrict birthright citizenship from children born in the U.S. to illegal aliens and enforce his executive order nationwide. The president reacting moments ago.
Well, you're just telling me that for the first time. I am so happy. I think the case has been so misunderstood.
Those arguments, Brett, will take place in just under a month. Brett.
Another case, I know we're following a lot of them, but a judge ruled today that Google operates an illegal monopoly. What about that?
Well, Brett, this is specifically related to Google's digital ad network. A federal judge today ruled that Google illegally dominates markets for online advertising specifically. Now, this comes not even a year after another federal judge concluded that Google's famous search engine was operating as a monopoly. Attorney General Pam Bondi today praised the verdict. Brett.
David Spunt, thank you.